Hello everyone and welcome to this week's game devlog on the Stars Our Destination, a turn-based strategy flight game. This week was loaded with a lot of big tasks, so forgive me if it sounds like a lot of little tasks this week. Truth be told, I had this guy for a while, but he wasn't exactly perfect. He didn't attack, and instead of the traditional flight path, I had a cluster of nodes within the scene. I'd just pick which ones he'd go to and he'd cycle through them until the player shape entered his radius. Good in the moment, but when adding more enemies, problems start to emerge. I scrapped what I had, which was not much admittedly, and slowly worked them up to the new organization's standard I've been keeping up with. Enemies now have scriptable objects that hold their data, and they also have a new enemy-based script with functions that all the enemies are going to be sharing from. Functions like basic movement, shooting bullets, death function, all of that. Said functions will be called from the individual AI scripts for specific enemies, and in this case it's just a basic wandering enemy. It'll fly its designated path until the player object gets within reach and starts shooting a fixed number of bullets with a fixed amount of time. Of course, according to the enemy scriptable object values. I can't take full credit for the flight path. Some of it was from Octoman's video on the subject. I just tweaked it to work for 3D and for what I have planned. Death function still needs some work, along with what the enemy needs to do when the player does a somersault. For the time being, think of it as one of the wandering enemies in the Independence Day level in Star Fox 64. This one I went out of my way to finish. Just some visual flair to add to the barrel roll. Even the particles are not official. I just needed something to provide feedback that the barrel roll was indeed happening aside from actually moving. Plus I need to make some edits to make it less fuzzy when looking at it. In order to get it at least prototype demo ready, I need to add some little things like making sure players don't go out of bounds. If the player now goes out of bounds, they'll immediately execute a U-turn. Gotta fix that camera jump though. The next bit of polish is a little training room. Better to get it started before development gets too far, right? It has some dialogue for each individual action. The big pain in the neck that I'm preparing for is to make the text and logic change the dialogue depending on if the player is using a controller, keyboard, and even based on custom inputs. Next on the list is to get a basic background track for the flying section. I've toyed around with a few measures here and there already, just aiming for a basic loopable song around a minute or so. That'll be it for this week. Subscribe or feel free to join the Discord server if you like what I'm doing. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback. Take care of yourselves and have a good week.